if a person does have to get additional things. So passport, photo, and check or money order, I don't consider that to be an issue. That's something we expect them to do after they see us. Person who doesn't have like criminal records or things like that, we will not proceed with it because we don't know what we're dealing with. So we're just gonna stop that process and say, we cannot deal with you. Mark, what about someone who's kind of in between? Oh, I don't have a copy of my green card, or some other relative.
Well, a copy of the green card and things could be caught at paralegal, and then they could have time to go back and get it. I mean, if it's a document, it's like the only thing that's holding them up from applying. I would say, yeah, you could bring them to the flow manager to see if there's time to have them wait, but they would have to come back, and the flow manager could tell them what time. I mean, they would have to be back before the doors close by 3, I would assume. Yeah.
Sorry to stop us again, but I ran into this last time, and I just wanted to bring it up to make sure I did the right thing. We had consensus among the attorneys there to do this, but somebody I had a wrong country on her green card. So her green card was incorrect. It said she was born in Kenya and she was born in Uganda or something. So, you know, we had her just do an I-551 and get a new green card. It's the only suggestion that we thought would be good because her green card was false, I guess, or not false, but I mean, it was incorrect. And I don't know that that's the right thing. And then also, in addition to that, what if someone's green card's expiring in, you know, a month? I don't know what to do, and do they?
So this is a question: is there something wrong in the green card, or perhaps expiring in a month?
So for the expiring question, they can go ahead and apply.
Okay.
They, you know, it's just their card that's expiring, as long as they're not trying to get a new job in the next 3 months or travel outside the country and all that.
Okay.
So that's fine. The question about the country, I guess it depends on why that mistake is there. Is it just an error by CIS when they issued the card?
Yeah.
Or is it something of having given false information? So you want to, I guess, delve into that. I've had that happen before too, though, and it was just an error, and we had the birth certificate and some of the refugee documents or whatever it was. And so we were pretty sure that it wasn't a misrepresentation issue, and so we just kind of wrote on the N400, note that, you know, country of birth is listed incorrectly on the green card. And they're pretty willing to change it at the interview as long as you go in with official documents that show the correct one.
And so, it's somewhat different than that. The last legal clinic, I had someone who came in, their refugees filing, their LPR filing, and something else. Their birth date was completely wrong. And they put it down wrong, and then after it was discovered, they did another filing with the wrong date. And they sent a thing to Immigration Service on 990 saying, well, my birth date's wrong, and Immigration Service wrote back and said, that's what you told us, we're not changing
Yeah,
this.
they are very reluctant to change date of birth. Although if you have a birth certificate, they will change it. I also had that happen last week. They had the birth certificate and they were willing to change
That's
it.
what we said, you know, get that birth
Yeah.
certificate. This was an Ethiopian as well, so the whole issue, what is the
Getting
right birth date,
document,
anyway,
yeah.
it's a big
Yeah.
thing. I'm going to go really fast through this last part. I'm like, these things are what's on the form, so let's just kind of go through this. We do want to let people know, it's really important when you finish it, here's what's going to happen next. It's going to be sent off to the regional center. You're going to get something back in the mail. That's not the end of it. That's just saying you got it, and that has an important number. You've got to save that document. You're going to be told to go down for fingerprints. This is not a bad thing. This is a good thing. A lot of people get worried about, oh my gosh, should I go? You're going to interview notice. You have to go to the interview. You have to do it. You can ask for a change time and date, but you know it'll delay everything. And then there's an oath ceremony that has to occur. We talked about the oath already. If you look at the N400, you'll just see, this is now on slide 29, some basic issues. The basic eligibility issues are in page 1, part 2. It includes how long you know, the 5-year or 3-year issue, and you want to talk about the documentation requirements to prove that. We talked about what may occur there. Time outside the United States. This is on page 4, part 7. This continuous residence and physical presence, your paralegal will have done all the grunt work and putting all this stuff together and a lot of handwriting and things like that. This is really important. The total days are the important thing, the trips, things like that. We've given them a process that they can use to be able to make sure they add it up as well as they can. Slide number 31, the marital history issue. Again, this is important to determine whether they can apply for the 3-year rule and the issues to be aware of. I think we talked about some of those, the marital issues, the tax returns, child support issues. Children, oh yeah.
One issue I just wanted to raise, because this might come up a lot, is if the spouse is undocumented, you often get people saying, oh, should I put down my spouse and
Or
their
children.
address if they're, or children, yeah. And, first you ask, oh, do you have a petition in for them already, is something in process? But generally what I tell people, it's a very small risk that, they're gonna be subject to ICE enforcement. That's not really the priority. And you do have to list your children and your spouse. So it's kind of a risk they need to assume. There's a very small risk that, you're making immigration aware of this person and they're not here or they don't have documents.
So let's just, we'll step together, we can kind of chime in on some of these things. Children, again, it's all children. You always get the question, well, all children from my current marriage? No, all your children. Then you want to say children that are born out of wedlock as well. All children in the United States? No, not, all children. We need all children. All my living children? No, we need all your children. It's every child, so you get all that information. Alien smuggling, again, bringing a kid into the country who's not authorized, that can be considered alien smuggling. There's issues there. Page 8, this is now slide number 33, the good moral character. This is where all that information is. You will have spent a lot of time on this, so I'm not going to go through this if these issues are. Probation, you cannot ask while on probation, and we talked about that. Selective service registration, page 9, part 10. We have access to the selective service materials. It's really helpful to watch the person if you're dealing with someone and you ask that question, have you registered for selective service? And you can pretty much tell when a person had no clue that they were supposed to do that. And so that's a real helpful indication that to be able to complete the affidavit that we'll have examples of is a helpful thing, and then you can help them go through the process of getting the selective service to send them a form saying whether they've registered, things like that. If they're under the age of 31, you're within the window, you're within your 5-year window, which presents a potential discretionary bar. And so you really need to think about whether it's appropriate to apply then. I've never had problems with people failing to register when that failure was completely without knowledge. I didn't know about it. A lot of times I see it, someone's been a permanent resident since they were a kid, basically, and they just didn't know that they were even allowed to register for the
Although it might be a little harder to show that it was not knowing if they went through high school here, because there's often lots of information about registering if you went to, but
Good
yeah,
point.
just
Good point.
ask them.
As we said, this is slide number 35, the prepared signature. These are what we need you to do, your signature, your professional address, where you are, the city of service. So it would be Des Moines or Vancouver or Mount Vernon. And then here's the example of what you write down there. ALOS. Is it ALOS CD? Yeah, Citizenship Day. There we go. He was not familiar with Citizenship Day. And we're at the end. So slide number 36, these are the contacts. Chris Helm is one of the people right there who's on this. And Mari and Jennifer was here yesterday. Thank you, Counselor. We've done this a couple times now. We appreciate it. Thanks very much for your service. Questions, ask people at the program. Look forward to a good day and a nice quiet evening on Saturday night. Oh, what is it? Go